Welcome to the stream. Welcome to... It's pretty goddamn loud. Are you guys hearing me alright? Oh yeah, I definitely want to read this. Did I already accept this? I read this. I'm doing... Well... I'm existing. How's the sound? Am I fine? Is the game too loud? Because it's pretty loud on my headphones, but I don't know how it is for you guys. Yeah, the privacy policy. I already accepted that actually because I already started a game and I completed the first world in Spyro the Dragon just to see how it works. That's all that I did. As you can see, I played for like not even an hour. Music is a bit loud. Okay, well, can I don't think I can. I'm gonna turn it down in a second. I'm gonna turn it down as soon as we're in the game. We can do that. Thankfully, this game does have the option to turn down the sound. So I'll as soon as we're in the game, I can actually turn it down, and then let's go. Welcome, C10, by the way, to the stream. I'm glad you could actually make it.
Okay, rolling.
It's been peaceful here in the 5 worlds, or is it 6? For a dragon's age, we now have 12,000 treasure, or is it 14,000?
What about this Ganasty Ganok character? Now, I understand he's found a magic spell to turn gems into warriors for his cause.
I'll take that question. Nasty Nork is a simple creature.
Simple?
He has been contained in a remote world and is no threat to the Dragon Kingdom.
No threat?
Besides, he is ugly.
Ugly? That does it!
Get fucking wrecked.
Huh? Looks like I've got some things to do.
I like that the evil monster character has a TV from the 70s. I like that a lot. And of course the TV from the 70s displays pictures in HD quality. Alright, let's see. The volumes. Alright, let's go down to 6 with the music. 7 effects. 8 voice. That should be fine. How's that? Is that better? Or should I go down a bit more with the volume? I think that should be okay. I don't... Like, the music is alright in the background. We can still hear it, but oh my god. That's good. Alright, then let's go.
Thank you for releasing me, Spyro. Free 10
yeah,
dragons
this
from
looks
the artisan
amazing.
world, then find the balloonist. He'll transport you to the next world.
What about Nasty Nork? I'm going after him.
Find dragons first. That's all I can tell you.
Of course, that's, yeah, obviously. No, yeah, it's, don't say crispy dragons, that's weird. Like, the dragons already look like they're from some kind of porn. And honestly, I don't know if I like that. But yeah, no, the graphics of this game are amazing. Spyro is a game that I played a lot when I was a kid. Mostly Spyro 3, because it's literally the best one. But yeah, I'm glad. I'm glad they remastered the trilogy. I'm also glad that I actually got it somewhere close to the release date. Which, you know, that... Usually when there's new games, it always takes me like at least half a year to actually get the games. But this time it was fine. this time I could get it pretty early, and I'm glad.
Twice to glide. And don't be afraid.
Afraid? Of what?
Falling from high mountain peaks? Plummeting into prehistoric glaciers?
Oh, that.
Like Spyro, yeah. Spider-Man took a long time until I got it finally. But still, it was still a great experience. Yeah, but you know, the thing is, like, once these games kind of die down, nobody really watches the streams anymore. Not that, you know, that matters, because I don't really, you know, stream for viewers or whatever, but it's cool if people actually come and join the stream once in a while. Like with Dark Souls, stuff like that. Though I guess Dark Souls always has, like, a high viewer potential because people fucking love Dark Souls. But yeah, in any case, the plan is to... People watch speedruns so now. Yeah, but I don't, you know, I don't do speedruns. I don't do speedruns. I just play games for fun. Not that it, you know, matters a whole lot, but like I said, it's also great to not have to wait so long for great games. And from what I've heard, like, I haven't really looked into anything of the game, but from what I've heard, the games are supposed to be great. I mean, you know, as much as I've only, like I said, completed the first world, and from what I've played, it plays pretty much exactly like the original. It's just, you know, mostly just updated graphics, but it's still great to be able to actually play this game. And like C10 said, the quality or the graphics of the game are just crisp. It looks great. The only thing that kind of bothers me is the motion blur. I'd like to turn that off, but that's not possible. But I guess, you know, it makes the game run a bit better if... Oh, and again, I mean, it's the PS4. I think it could easily run the game even without the motion blur.
Where's Nasty Nork? I'll torch him.
Keep your horns on, Spyro.
Welcome, Saz.
You
Welcome to
have
the
much
stream.
to learn first. Do you know what the dragonfly following you is doing? His name is Sparks, and he's helping and protecting you. Keep an eye on him and see what I mean.
Yeah, no, it is absolutely a nuisance because, you know, you have this really good-looking game and then the motion blur kind of just ruins it. But it's fine, you know. It's not the end of the world. And the game looks plenty good as it is, so I don't really mind. But it is, like, crazy to me that we actually got a remake of the Spyro games. I was hoping for that. And I know it's probably not going to happen, but I would love to have, like, an Ape Escape trilogy remake or a Rayman trilogy remake. With the Rayman games, I'm just scared because the first one, the PC version of the first game is kind of shitty, in my opinion. Yeah, remake all the 3 games on one disc, like the Crash Bandicoot ones. Exactly, or this. They did make a remake of 2. That might be... They made, like, you know, like, PSP ports and stuff. And Rayman 2 definitely did have a remake on the PS2, because Rayman 2 originally was on the PS1. And then they made a remake of it for the PS2 called Rayman Revolution, which was really cool. But I would like to see them in nowadays graphics and stuff. That'd be awesome. Ape Escape would be great, but I don't think it's going to happen.
Flash, do that again.
The artisan's boss is through a portal in the Dragon Mouth, but you are not yet ready, Spyro. First, you must complete one of the other artisan lands.
What the fuck is this guy doing holding a melon? Alright, we've completed the level. great, because that means we can immediately just go into the first world. I also like what they did, like, you can kind of play around with Spyro in the loading screen. I have to admit, the load times, I feel like, are a bit longer than the original, but maybe my, you know, my opinion on that might be skewed, because I think the Spyro 3 loading screens were a lot shorter, to be honest. It's not that bad. Could be a lot longer. Could be Sonic 06 loading screens. That'd be horrible. But yeah, no, so far from what I've played, this game lives up pretty well to the original. Granted, I have only played the first world. MSX computer loading times. Oh, Jesus, don't even start. But yeah, no, what I was going to say about Rayman is that I'm scared, because if they remake the first game based on... Hold on, I'll...
Watch the dragonfly, Spyro. His color indicates his power. When he eats butterflies, he stays strong. Like me.
Sure.
Well, I mean, they had like an HD remaster, right? Metal Gear had like the HD remasters, and I doubt that I doubt they'll make any kind of remaster for any game that Kojima made, sadly. But what I was going to say is, god damn it, these goddamn dragons.
When you free a dragon or step on one of their platforms, you're saving your progress. That could be useful if you run into trouble. Not that you ever run into trouble, Spyro.
Are you I mean, there's... No, I can't open that chest. I need a key for that. But Metal Gear Solid 2 was on the HD remastered collection that I have on the PS3. I think Metal Gear 1 never got a remaster, right? If I remember correctly. Oh, you mean Metal Gear? Alright, well... I mean, I doubt that those games will ever get a remaster. Why not Metal Gear on NES? That game is amazing. Except it isn't. Yeah, I know, the old ones. The old ones. Nah, I just want Metal Gear Solid. I just want Metal Gear Solid remakes. Super crisp graphics, like Metal Gear 5. Metal Gear Solid 5. Metal Gear 1 for the NES was fucking horrible. I played it once on like an emulator. It was shit.
Spyro,
Look at this
my
guy.
friend. How about a hint on gliding?
You bet.
For the longest glide, press the jump button at the top of your jump, and try pressing the action button to drop down mid-flight.
I love the little cutscenes with the dragons, because those were in the original. The dragons didn't really look much different, apart from like colors, and some of them had like different body types and stuff. But for the most part, they looked pretty much the same. But I love how they look in this game. Generally, the graphics of this game are crazy good, and I expect the same kind of quality from the other two games. Though I have heard that supposedly the Spyro 3 is supposed to be pretty buggy, but I actually just downloaded an update, and I'm assuming that they might have patched it a bit. I want a remaster of Sweet Home for the NES. I don't remember what that is. I don't even think I've ever played that. Oh yeah, also they included, which is something where I'm on the fence. They've included the power for Sparks to show you where all the gems are right from the get-go. You just press L3, and then that's it. Which isn't a bad thing, in my opinion, because that was a power you could unlock in Spyro 3 only. And it's definitely helpful, you know, when you're like missing 1 or 2 gems. So I can definitely see that being a good idea, but I feel like you should be able to turn it off, because that, you know, that does make the game a lot easier. In my opinion, anyway. Because, like, not being able to find a gem or 2 is pretty devastating in speedruns and stuff. Oh, but the cool thing is, actually, they let you pick between if you want the modern version of the music or the old classic music. Though I have to say that the new versions of the music are not bad, so unless there's like a wish for me to switch over to the original music, I think I'll stick with the regular soundtrack. Let's see. I hope I didn't miss too much. I doubt it though. If we're talking how it actually came out as the NES versions and unofficial cartridge, Japanese horror RPG for the Famicom made by Capcom. Spyro hops when he walks. Yeah, I like that too. That's, I believe that was in the original, the first game. Though later on, I'm not sure. I think in the second and third game, he was just walking normally. If I remember correctly. Oh, I never got the key. I actually have to go get that. But I mean, you know, the thing is, Spyro games are relatively easy. Even as collectathons, if you want to call them that. They're pretty easy. But, yeah. Sweet Home was based off a movie, so the odds of it happening is slim to none. But, yeah, I mean, I think I've actually seen something of that game. Wasn't it like where you run around with, like, 4 or 5 characters and they can all do different stuff? It's like a top-down horror RPG thing. Because I feel like that's kind of, at least kind of familiar. But I'm not sure. Yeah, 5 characters, yeah, exactly. I thought so.
After you've freed all the dragons, pass through this fancy vortex thingamajigger. It'll take you back to the artisan home. But first, let me tell you a story.
No thanks. See ya!
All of them need to survive in order to get to the true final boss and get the best ending. It's kind of like... There's no res, they're dead for... Well, oh, geez, that reminds me of that one really shitty game. I think King's Knight? Okay, I'm missing 2. Yeah, that's what I thought. You know, I said that the ability might make the game a bit too easy, but in the end I'm forced to use it anyway. Okay, Sparks, where do you want me to go? Oh, up there, I see it. I mean, that sounds interesting. We could try and play that sometime. Maybe next Halloween or something. If I can get a better computer by next year, which I should be able to. Alright, this level is complete. Yeah, it's like a shoot 'em up, I guess. And it's like you're 4 different characters. You can get me an English patch for it. That'd be great. Yeah, no, we could definitely do that for next year's Halloween, I think, in my opinion, anyway. Because this year we kind of had a problem with, like, really horror-themed games. I didn't really have that much time and motivation to actually do the Halloween stream, so it kind of just fell flat to the point where I just deleted it entirely. But yeah, no, totally. I feel like we could do that next year. Hopefully. Though I don't think it should be a problem. Yeah, for now, we're just gonna be... The thing is, I had to laugh earlier because I thought about it, and I was like, oh great, I'm starting a new playthrough of another game again, while I still haven't finished... I mean, I've barely just started Spider-Man, and that stream kind of fell flat, sadly. I haven't finished The Evil Within 2 yet. I haven't finished a bunch of stuff. But I feel like I want to go back to, like, especially PC games, when I have a better PC, because, you know, stuff like NES games and things, those will run fine, even on this PC, but you never know. Like, oftentimes, it'll just fuck up anyway. So the PC streams, for now, will just be limited to stuff like Sonichu, which we desperately have to do again.
I wasn't sure if you'd escape those annoying little creatures. Of course they wouldn't bother me, but here's a hint. Their metal armor is fireproof, but a charge attack will take care of them.
Kind of funny that he tells me that now after I've already fucked him up. Well, whatever. But yeah, no, it's absolutely we can. The problem for the Halloween stream essentially was that I didn't have, like, I didn't plan it at all. It was kind of like a spontaneous stream, honestly. And that was sort of the issue, I believe. Because I was not ready for something to go wrong at all. And with Resident Evil 4, the biggest problem was that I couldn't turn down the volume, which absolutely messes with the stream, because if my voice is too silent, then what's the point of even streaming? But once I get the capture card and stuff, it should all be easier. But yeah, no, if there's like horror games that work fine on my PC, like I said, NES stuff, maybe more obscure stuff, we can definitely do that. We can, from time to time, do that on a regular stream as well. I don't see a problem with that.
Big enemies like this Nork with the club cannot be charged, but a quick flame, that should defeat them.
I love how much effort they put into, like, the faces and expressions of the dragons. Like, that, in my opinion, stuff like that shows that they really did care about making a quality remake. And this room that we're going to go into in a second, I feel like they recreated that so amazingly well with, like, the lighting and everything. But you'll see in a second. Oh fuck. Also, getting hit in Spyro is weird sometimes. Like, I definitely just got hit, but I didn't lose health. This room is like, I don't know, the lighting and everything, it just works so perfectly. And I remember this room looking really amazing on the PS1, for PS1 standards, obviously. Oh, by the way, thanks for the sub, Saz. In any case, yeah, I bounced off his armor, right, but technically it should have still counted as a hit, but it didn't. So there you have it. But yeah, no, I remember this room looking amazing.
Spyro, wanna know a secret? Use the action button when you want to zoom in and look around.
Oh, your secret's safe with me.
What a secret on buttons as well. I mean, I guess I didn't get hit, but I feel like I should have. You're looking around for Sweet Home ROM since the Emu Paradise pre-patched 1 was taken off because of thanks Nintendo. Yeah, well, great. I mean, there's bound to be... You don't have to, like, send it right now. You can do that later as well. There's still a bit of time until the next Hollow... Are you fucking... What? Where? Did I miss a gem down there? Did I actually miss a gem down there? Apparently. What the fuck? Oh, yeah. Well, there we go. Alright, nice. So obviously we're doing a 100% run of this game because that's super easy, and you kind of have to. If you don't play the game 100%, you don't actually get to fight the true final boss. When you want something patched, patch it yourself. I got the ISP for the English patch, Japanese ROM, so... Well, I mean, if you actually can patch it, then that'd be amazing. But of course, if it doesn't work, you have to be clear of the fact that I will be making fun of you on the stream if something doesn't work. Because that's obligatory. I'm kidding, but you know. Yeah, by the way, I don't know if you guys have ever played Spyro, but usually you flame with the circle button, but you can actually do it with R2 as well in this game, so that's pretty neat. Oh, Jesus. Spooked me. Also, the thing I love about the first game is that you actually had the ability to collect lives other than just from the butterflies. If you collected these, like, orbs that you get after you've already killed an enemy, and then you come back into the world and all the enemies respawn, and you don't get gems again, but you only get those orbs, and they give you life. That's pretty cool. I also like the explanation that the game had, which is something I always forget, but Nasty Nork managed to turn all of the gems into monsters, and none of the other games actually explained that. Alright, C10, thanks for joining, and see you next time. I don't know, maybe if you come back we'll still be streaming. Who knows? But thanks for joining us. But yeah, no, I like the explanation that the monster, or the gems were turned into monsters. Well, you got it patched. Nice. Good job. Yeah, no, I like that as an explanation, because, you know, it makes sense for why the enemies all drop just a single gem.
Welcome to Town Square, Spyro. Begin exploring by gliding to that area with the bulls. Use the right stick to get a good look.
I genuinely have to say, though, the game looks great. I was kind of scared because I know that you can't really go wrong with Spyro with graphics, but you know, like, part of the charm of the original trilogy was how they handled the graphics on with the limitations of the PS1. and I was scared that they wouldn't be able to like properly.
Thanks, Spyro. I had the worst itch on the tip of my wing. Did you know that you get your longest glides by pressing the jump button at the very top of your jump?
All right, see you, Saz. Thanks for joining us as well, and good luck studying. What was I saying? Yeah, no, I was kind of scared on how they would handle like the graphics. Yeah, it's just us now. Who knows? Maybe later somebody will join, but that's fine too. Oh god. I'm just going to be rambling for like most of the stream anyway about how much I love these games and how much time of my childhood they made up, which is a lot. But yeah, I was kind of scared that they weren't going to be able to convey the graphics.
Spyro, did you see a man dressed in blue running around here? He's a thief, and he's stolen a dragon egg. You've got to track him down and get that egg. Run, run! I'm getting a little winded.
Yeah, I was a bit, you know, worried about how they would convey the new graphics on old games such as this. But to be honest with you, they nailed it really well. I love the way the game looks, even from like what I've seen so far. The atmosphere is just, it's not exactly the same because, you know, obviously you can tell the difference, but it is as close to the original as it gets, and I love that. Hey, look, I rescued Thor.
Thank you for releasing me, Spyro. You can always check your progress by accessing the guidebook through the pause menu.
Hey, there we go. All dragons found. But I'm not completely done yet, am I? No, right, I have to get the fucking dude. No, but yeah, absolutely. I think they nailed it. Great. Except they made the thief guy look a bit racist. Am I missing gems? Apparently I am. Up there, huh? Alright. Gotta catch the thief of the egg. Yeah. Yeah, no, but like I said, from what I've seen so far, and like I said, I've only completed the first world, but I think this is going to be pretty amazing. It's just, you know, obviously they mostly bank on the nostalgia of the people who've played the original Spyro games. But it's also a great way to reintroduce an old series that's been dead for a long time, because Spyro has not been good since... God damn it, really? No, I can't do this. Spyro has not been good since the trilogy. I know there's like those PS2 games, like the Legend of Spyro games that are like more story-driven. But I don't like those, and I didn't like the GBA games either. I don't know. For me, the real Spyro is just the original trilogy and that one game on PS2. I don't remember what it was called. The Crash trilogy, it's made back on nostalgia. Yeah, it revitalized the series, exactly. But with the problem with the Crash games was that after the first three, the only other good Crash game, in my opinion, was Crash Team Racing. Which I hope I sincerely hope that someday we'll get a remaster, because that game was amazing. But yeah, no, I don't know. Spyro, in my opinion at least, hasn't been good in a long time, except, like I said, that one. Apart from a trilogy, that one, I don't know, there was 1 or 2 games on PS2 that were like the trilogy, but I don't remember what their names were. I think Enter the Dragonfly and something else. I don't remember what the other one was, though. You look that up, Lore, if possible. Because I don't remember. I know one of them was like complete trash, but another one was like a pretty faithful way to to revive the, or not revive the original trilogy, but it was a pretty good game nonetheless. Of course, Spyro 3 will always be the best of all the Spyro games, but who's counting, right? One thing that I have to admit about Spyro 2 that I didn't like too much was the fact that you had to backtrack so much. And that's something that I hated about, for example, Banjo-Tooie as well. Because the backtracking was just crazy. Like, you went into a world, and you had to come back, like, 3 hours later, just to get that one more, what were they called? Jiggies or puzzle pieces? I don't know. I don't remember, but that was my biggest problem. And Spyro 2 kind of does that too, not to the extent of Banjo-Tooie, but I always felt like Banjo-Kazooie was the superior game. Because I don't like having to backtrack so much through a game. Yeah, they were called Jiggies. Didn't remember correctly. No, that's just my opinion, like I said. You know. Spyro 3 had, like, minimal backtracking. I don't know how much you had to backtrack in this game, to be honest with you. I don't think it was a lot, though. Like, maybe 1 or 2 worlds. I don't even think you had to backtrack at all. The problem was that in Spyro 2, there were, like, different abilities that you had to first get. But Spyro 3 left that out completely. The backtracking in Spyro 3 was Spyro 3. That's the 4th game on the PS4. Spyro 3. The Spyro 3, the backtracking limited itself to like the helper characters, but that was it. Did I do everything? Did I do everything? I'm not. Did I miss something? No, yeah, I got everything. Oh, it was because I already had the barrels. Alright, alright. Alright, so we're pretty much... That's not what I wanted. There we go. 3 Spyro games on the PS2. Enter the Dragonfly, A Hero's Tale, and Shadow Legacy. I think Shadow Legacy... I don't remember which one. I think there were 2 that were like the... Okay, Shadow Legacy was on DS. Alright. I don't remember. I'll have to look that up. I genuinely don't remember. Maybe it was Enter the Dragonfly. Or was it A Hero's Tale? Might have been A Hero's Tale, actually. But I mean... I don't know. I have to look that up. I have no clue, to be honest. I barely played those games. Part of it was just because it wasn't Spyro to me. It was just, you know, they wanted to give it, like, I think that was a huge problem with, like, Crash Bandicoot 2 later on in the series. Like, they tried to give it, like, all kinds of different weird stories. And I don't know, it just didn't work out, in my opinion. Because they went from, like, 2D/3D platformer to story-driven game, and that's, you know... And I mean, for the time... Yeah, the Legend of Spyro is a completely different series. That's... I know. I was talking about those two games. I don't know which one was the better one. I think... I don't know. I think it might have been A Hero's Tale, but whatever. Well, I mean, it does make it its own series because, like, in the lore, in the canon, the Spyro canon, the original trilogy, I think, is like completely different, and like it's not like the same Spyro, because like the purple dragon thing, the fact that he's a purple dragon is like some kind of ancient prophecy that's not exactly. I don't remember. I only played like 2 of the Legend of Spyro games, and I had no idea what was going on with either of them.
Nork has put one of his most devious henchmen in charge of the artisan world.
Bring him on. I think I smell a barbecue.
Be careful, Spyro. Toasty has many tricks up his sleeve.
It's Sack. We're fighting Sack. I knew it. But yeah, no, I don't know. It's there's like I said, you know, they tried to like make it this really like a complicated storyline and everything, but in my opinion that just doesn't work. Not with a character that everybody already knows. It's like if you tried to take Mario and give him like a super deep story or something. That, you know, it just doesn't work. Yeah, kind of. They kind of tried to make Spyro edgy. That is true. And yeah, exactly. Like, that's the thing. In the originals, he was like this cute purple dragon, and then in the later games, he was like, I don't know. You know, the typical like abandoned orphan story. He was raised together with Sparks. Oh, I died. What the fuck? Shit. He was like raised together with Sparks, like the dragonfly. It was crazy shit, man. I mean, I might stream that one day. God damn it. If I had a working PS4, I'd definitely stream it. Not PS4, PS2. Who knows, it might be on the PS3. Might be on the PS3 shop, though. Still, it's... I don't know. I didn't exactly like it. It really wasn't that great of a game, if I remember correctly. And then I had like this other one. I don't remember the name. It was a game on the Game Boy Advance, but it was also a The Legend of Spyro game. So it wasn't Skylanders is just, we don't talk about that. I don't even know why Spyro was part of Skylanders. I don't understand that. Like, really, I don't understand it at all. But it was certainly not good. It's like the same thing with like Rayman, right? The Rayman games, like the normal Rayman games, were great, and then they started like building all this like making all these gimmicky games, like the Rayman Raving Rabbids. Fucking, that was horrible. And then in the end, they essentially went with only the rabbits, and then that was horrible. I don't know where some people get off to, like, just destroying old beloved game franchises. It's crazy, honestly, in my opinion, anyway.
Wow! I see you've been busy rescuing dragons, Spyro. You may travel to the Peacekeeper's world if you like. Are you ready to go?
Let's go. Money. I mean, yeah, obviously, money. Clearly money was a factor, but it's still, like, I feel like Rayman, and the problem is, you know, Ubisoft had, like, other franchises, you know, they had Assassin's Creed, which was good up until the third game. Assassin's Creed 3 was fucking shit. Then, even nowadays, it's not much better. It's even worse nowadays, to be honest with you. What else did Ubisoft have? I don't even know. A couple of things. But I think they banked more on Assassin's Creed than anything else. So I doubt they actually cared about what they're doing to all the other, like, Rayman and stuff. Didn't matter that much.
Come to Peacekeepers. Look how our treasure has been stolen and turned against us. Please, recover our treasure, Spyro.
Collect treasure. Got it.
Then, like, that one other game, Rayman Multiplayer, or whatever it was called. Ubisoft has Watch Dogs. Yeah, because Watch Dogs is such a great game, right? Oh yeah, dude, Watch Dogs. Hell yeah. My favorite game. Literally don't do anything for 90% of the game. That's my favorite. It was like they were trying to make it GTA, but it's so painfully not GTA that it almost hurts. I don't know. Watch Dogs 1 wasn't good either, in my opinion. I didn't like either of them. Not gonna lie. They were all pretty shit, in my opinion. Especially the second one, but the first one wasn't that much better either. At least, you know, that's my opinion. If you say that you like the first one, that's fine with me. I don't care. But I didn't like it. Assassin's Creed is just generally trash. That's a sad thing about a lot of these annual titles. It's either the same thing over and over again, like with Call of Duty. Oh god. Oh, that's okay. Oh right, I remember what I have to do here. But yeah, no, it's either the same thing over and over again, like with Call of Duty, Battlefield, shit like that.
Hey, Spyro. Sparks the Dragonfly has been doing a good job protecting you. Make sure to keep him strong by feeding him lots of butterflies.
Damn, that boy thick. But yeah, no, what was I saying? Yeah, no, Call of Duty, for example, same thing every time. Every time it comes out, it's the same thing. Yeah, that is one thick dragon boy. He's very high on the chonk chart. Yeah, that's at least a mega chonker. God, I saw you know, that chonk chart meme last night. My God, I was in tears. I don't know why that's so funny to me. Yeah, exactly that one. Oh Lord, he coming. God damn it. God, I was destroyed. What the hell? It was horrible, really. God, it was so funny. Like, I think I laughed for like 10 minutes straight, honestly. It was just so funny. Even though it's not funny at all, you know? Like, it's such a dumb meme, but it's so goddamn funny. God, it was crazy, honestly. I was in tears. Because then, you know, it was like a picture of like a really fat cat. And it was just the picture, and the title of the post was "Oh Lord, he coming." It was just "Oh Lord," and that already made me laugh. But then somebody actually posted the chunk chart, and I just died laughing. It was way too much, honestly. And then I remembered that time when you posted that for the spider slime picture I did. I like the progress of that one image, and it made me laugh even harder because I just remembered that, and it was beautiful. God, I had to laugh so hard. I was not ready for that. I feel like I'm just doing nothing with this. Yeah, no, amazing. I haven't laughed that hard in a long time. God damn it. God damn it. Okay, that's not. Well, that's. Well, there we go. Dead. Nice. Beautiful. Oh god, now all the enemies are back, aren't they? God damn it. Oh, never mind. They're not. Good. Oh lord, it was just way too much. God. And you know, it was like in the middle of the night. I don't know when it was. At like 2 a.m. or something. What? Dr. Strange? No, Dr. Shemp. Well, that's fair enough. It was just still so funny. I don't know. That's the thing, you know, like, it's such a stupid meme that shouldn't be funny at all. But it was so goddamn funny. Really? Well, alright then. Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord, he coming. It's just beautiful. Like, I don't know, stupid shit like that makes me laugh so easily. A solid chunk, yeah. Like, the first one is just a fine boy. The second one is... I don't even remember. I don't remember the chart, but if I see it, I'm just gonna piss myself laughing again. No, yeah, you know what the picture was? What it actually was? It was a doctor showing a very chunky boy the weight chart for cats. He was showing it to the cat.
Well done, Spyro. Keep up the good work, and I know you'll fulfill your destiny.
Destiny? I just want to kick some...
Just toast those enemies and collect the treasure.
It's a fine boy, then he chonk. Then a heckin' chonker, exactly, yeah. Heckin' chonker. Is it already mega chonker after that? It had better been. Oh, goddamn. Hefty chonker, right. Can't forget about the hefty chonker. And mega chonker. And then, oh, and he comes. Such a fucking... It's so fucking stupid. I don't... Really? Oh my god, are you kidding me? That is ridiculous. game is trash. 0 out of 10. Oh my god. That's right, it's Hefty Chong. How could I forget about the Hefty Chonker? But yeah, no, the picture was so funny because actually the doctor was showing the weight chart to the cat, and then somebody posted, you know, and I already knew because I already knew the chonk chart. But then somebody posted it, and I just died laughing. It was amazing. The other day, I also read, like, somebody wrote a thread on 4chan. Is it done? Yeah, it's done. All right. Showing the cat they a chonker. Ah, he was already old he coming. He was already at that level. But yeah, no, I saw like this thread on 4chan where the guy said like, help me break up with my girlfriend, and every poster can only get like one line to write the whole thing. And the shit he wrote to her was so goddamn funny, but I didn't read it. I didn't read all of it because the next time we're gonna do like a Sonichu or just a stream on PC, I'm gonna read that, and it's gonna be fucking hilarious. Now I'm gonna die laughing. You need chonk chart, but for anime waifus, and you're surprised that that's not a thing, considering the meme community. Well, the waifus are sacred, you know that. There's like, we're not doing a chonk chart for animated girls. We're not doing that. That's not okay. You can't hurt their self-esteem. With cats, it's fine. You know, they can be chonkless little boys. But not the anime girls. I haven't watched anime in a while. I mean, apart from... Did that fucking cactus just dab? Well, this game is fucking horrible. He's dabbing too. Oh my god. They're all dabbing. But yeah, no, I had a good time. Had a good time. -8 out of 10. Exactly, I agree. That is some horrible stuff. Dabbing cacti. I want my money back. I paid like 20 bucks for this game. I don't know why it was so cheap on Amazon, but it was. And I was like, hey, you know what? I'll take that. I'll take that offer. Because who am I to say no? Just 20 bucks for Spyro. I mean, come on. God damn. These guys are a lot faster in this game than all the other ones. Exactly. That's what I said. Like it's like the trilogy just came out, and it's already this cheap. Like, goddamn, I'm not gonna say no. I mean, granted, you know, it's just a remaster, but like even the Crash trilogy remaster cost like 40 bucks.
How's a dragon supposed to flame metal armor anyway?
Remember, Spyro, flame won't work on metal, but charging with your horns, that should do the trick.
Surf's up, dude. Ah, fucking no. No, but it was crazy. Like, I was surprised that it was really that cheap. Glad though, absolutely glad, because I think 40 bucks for like, I mean, you know, it's still 3 games, I guess. They keep repeating the same. Well, I mean, yeah, obviously they don't. There's not a lot you can say, you know. Give me a good hint, like how to file my taxes. I don't think dragons have that problem. I don't think dragons have a concept of an IRS or something like that. I mean, considering the fact that They just have treasure. They don't even have money, it's just gems. It's just gems. Also, what kind of taxes would dragons pay? Spyro, bro, you gotta give the tax collector your gems or he's gonna break your kneecap. Yeah, you're right. Moneybags was the tax collector. He was the IRS. But that's not in the Dragon World. That's like in Avalar or whatever. And then at the end of the game, you just destroy moneybags and you get all your money back. It's like one of those Adam Sandler movies where like he just tries to have a good time, but then he gets into debt and like he finds some random girl and he really loves her because that's how you know how Hollywood does romance. And then he falls in love with her, but he can't do anything for her because, as a matter of fact, actually, the guy that is trying to collect the money from him is actually also the guy that that wants to marry that girl, and like, oh boy, hijinks ensue as something happens because there's always something in Adam Sandler movies that happens, but essentially, yeah, he wants to get the girl, but he can't because that's how life is. But then there's some sort of power that he gets, like a TV remote, for example. I've never seen that movie, by the way. I'm just coming up with a plot for an Adam Sandler movie as I'm going along. But essentially, he gets this TV remote, right? And what happens next will leave you shocked and in awe. But he gets this. But he gets the power to cobble fucking shoes. That's an Adam Sandler movie. What? What? I'm not familiar. I'm scared. I'm scared now. But yeah, no, he gets the power to eat shoes and shit money. But the problem is that money is actually all stolen money. That, you know, like from bank robberies, and it's like they all know the ID numbers of those banknotes. So then he builds up even more debt, and he actually almost has to go to prison. But then he realizes that if he eats the money he shits, it turns back into shoes, but better shoes. And then he sells those shoes and becomes rich and beats the guy. He gets the girl, obviously, because he's Adam Sandler, every woman's dream. Clearly. He gets the girl, and then in the end, the guy who he owed money or whatever, I don't remember. I feel like this is how Adam Sandler movies are actually written. It's like just in the end, the author is just like, I don't fucking remember what I wrote. Just I don't know. Just give the bad guy in the end diarrhea or something. That's funny. You know, it'll be something for the kids and their parents. 30-year-old boomers eat that shit up like crazy. I have no idea how to get over there, by the way. I'm at a loss. Okay. But yeah, no, that's my Adam Sandler movie. He becomes a cobbler and fixes shoes and shit. The fuck? I cannot get behind those movies at all. Not gonna lie. They're just way too stupid for me. Like, the only acceptable Adam Sandler movie was What was that one called? Where he plays like this really badass guy who like comes to the U.S. and then becomes like a hairdresser or whatever. I don't remember what that movie was called, but that was like an alright movie because, believe it or not, that comedy movie actually had some funny scenes. No, it wasn't Zoolander. It wasn't Zoolander. Nah, it wasn't. I don't think it was Zoolander. Was it Zoolander? I don't think it was Zoolander. Let me look that up in a second. Hold on. I'm gonna finish this level and then look it up because I don't think it was Zoolander. Or just like send me a link to the picture. Yeah, that one. Exactly, that one. Don't mess with the Zohan. That's the one.
From here. If I were you, I'd use that whirlwind over there.
That is the one, indeed. That one was alright, in my opinion. Like, I found that movie to be passable. It was watchable. So watchable that my voice cracks. No, but really, like, that movie was alright. I don't know, maybe it isn't... Like, maybe nowadays I wouldn't think that anymore. But that one was an okay movie, in my opinion. But the rest is all, like, horrible. Where is Sparks trying to send me, exactly? What, in here? Where? On the other side of that wall, apparently. Like a way to fly over there, or... How exactly am I supposed to do this? No, but yeah, Adam Sandler movies are the pinnacle of comedy. Obviously. God damn it. How can one man produce that many fucking horrible movies? I don't understand. I mean, what about quality control? You know? Like, you would assume that movies like that would never even be considered to be allowed to air on any kind of what the fuck? Did I get everything? Of course not. Pyro's selling out. You know what? That is a fair point. That is a fair point, and you're absolutely right. Where do you want me to go, Sparks? Up there? Alright. Oh, there we go. It's just crazy to me, you know? Oh, we're there. I see it. Nice. No, it's just, you know, genuinely crazy to me. Also, I think they changed the way the worth of the gems in the first game, because I distinctly remember the green gems being worth 1 and the red gems being worth 2 in the first game. Am I done with this level? I am. Let's get the heck out of here. Thing is, like, the movies all are literally the same. Like that one where, like, he tells bedtime stories to the kids and they become real the next day. That's like the same as what other Adam Sandler movie was there? I don't know. As any of the other ones, really. It's like, Jesus. How often can you, like, do exactly the same thing? Well, says the guy who plays video games. But, you know, how often can you do the exact... I mean, of course he doesn't care. He gets the money, makes an ass of himself, but in the end, he gets money for... Yeah, exactly. He can do the same exact thing over and over and over again, and he gets paid for it. I wouldn't care either, honestly. Like, genuinely, if that was my job, like, goddamn. Okay, that's the racetrack. I don't want to do that yet. I think down there we had a level. It's just, you know, strange. I don't know. I feel like that'd take like a mental toll on you after a while too, though. Like, I can't imagine doing that for like who knows how many years. Can be good for your health, especially considering the Adam Sandler movies. Yeah, he just keeps doing it. I don't know how he does it, man. I don't know. I think I would go insane. Maybe he is insane. Maybe that's it, and that's how he can do it. He's just insane. He's got a whole company about doing the same thing over and over again. Exactly. That is crazy. That is just... I don't know. There has to be some psychological thing wrong with him to be doing that shit over and over and over again. The same thing. And the thing is, he doesn't even need to expect different results because he still gets money for the movies. Because there's still people watching Adam Sandler movies, paying for them, paying to watch a movie that you've seen like, what, 300 times? How many movies does the guy have? I have no idea. But how many times the same exact movie, and people just eat it up. They eat it up. Because they're just child-friendly enough for, like, parents to go to watch them with their kids. I don't know. It baffles me. It eludes me how that works. I don't, like, that's the thing, you know, I'm on the fence between, like, pitying the guy or just being jealous of him. Jealous of the fact, not because, you know, not because Adam Sandler is... 56 movies, really. 56 movies.
Huh? Oh. Thank you for releasing me, Spyro.
50 fucking 6 movies. You know how much money that is? I don't even want to know how much money that is. And that's what I'm saying, like, I don't know if I'm like supposed to pity the guy or envy him. Not because Adam Sandler is, you know, the most handsome man alive, and I want to beat him or anything. But just imagine being able to do what he does. Just the same thing over and over and over again, and still make money off of it. How does that work?
Dry Canyon rewards good gliders. You are a good glider, eh, Spyro?
I was born to glide.
It's highest grossing live action movie. Grown-ups with $271.43 million. Wow. That is... You have to realize that people went to the movies to see that movie. You understand that? Highest grossing movie is the original Hotel Transylvania. Okay, well that one I get. That one wasn't even that bad. It wasn't good, but it wasn't horrible. And I mean, they made like, what, 3 more of them? So like, I understand that, like, people definitely eat that shit up like crazy. The first one was alright, the second one, I don't know. And the third one, I don't know if that's even out yet. Probably, though. I would assume it is. Oh, Lord, Jesus. Like, Hotel Transylvania was alright, in my opinion. Like I said, you know, it wasn't a masterpiece, but it could have been a lot worse. Still, though, it baffles me sometimes. Because, you know, there's bad actors, and then there's Adam Sandler. Like, it is, wow.
Is that you, Spyro? Are you the young dragon I've been hearing so much about? Ever since you were a wee puff of smoke, we've known, You've known... I forget.
Yeah, exactly. People can make that much money for sucking at their job. You're in the wrong line of work. Well, I mean, aren't we all, really? I mean, you can make that much money for doing your job bad. And it's you know, we know what the sad thing is? Any celebrity can do that. Any celebrity can earn a shitload of money even by being horrible at their job. I don't think I was supposed to be able to do that, but alright. Every celebrity that you know, doesn't matter who they are, you can make the most horrible... Well, that was a stupid idea. Any celebrity can make the most horrible content. They can make a shitty movie. They can make a shitty album. Whatever you want them to make. They just make money off of it. Maybe not as much as they would make if they were better, but they make money off it. And then the one time you're sick for your own job, it's like you have to be scared of maybe losing it or something. Oh my god, I'm dead. Life is, like, generally really unfair. Because it's like, really, just look at movies like, I don't know, what was a shitty movie? Wonder Woman was a shitty movie. Wonder Woman was a shitty movie. They still made a shitload of money. God damn. Life really is just unfair, isn't it? Yeah, make a shit movie, people are gonna still go watch it, and that's what's so crazy about it, you know? That's just insane. Well, there we go. I'm dead. That's just insane. Maybe I can't even go from that direction. That could also be a problem. It's just crazy in my opinion. How that just works, you know, for some people. But maybe, I don't know, maybe these people are doing it the right way. Maybe they are. Maybe we're just all stupid for working our asses off and stuff. Who knows? What a sad thought to have. that you're wrong and the people who do nothing for a living. I mean, it's not nothing. I don't want to say it's nothing, but really acting, is that so difficult? I guess it is, considering how many shitty actors there are, but my point is, I feel like having to lift, like, a lot of heavy shit every day, bricks and stuff, is a lot more difficult than being an actor. And if you don't agree with me, then sue me. I don't know. But that's my opinion. God damn it, really? It's a lot harder work than playing a part for a bit. Exactly. And I understand, you know, like, people have said that, you know, being a good actor, or being an actor is also a hard job. And, you know, every job is difficult in its own right and own way, but the fact that people who work solely for entertainment values, because that's, if you boil it down, that's what it is, right? And that's partially why I hate Hollywood as well. Because people who work for your entertainment earn a lot more money than people who do things that are actually, like, people who build houses, people who build anything. People who supply food and stuff, they earn a lot less money than people who literally only work for people's entertainment. That's just crazy. If you think about it, you know. Act all pampered and high and mighty. Yeah, a lot of actors are just complete assholes. That is true. There are alright I mean, there are good actors who are good people, but a lot of them sadly are horrible. Hold on, I'm gonna read that in a second. Gotta get this guy. Spyro is such a great game to just talk about shit because it essentially plays itself. They get to whine on television and act like babies to everyone. Well, I mean, you know, there's a lot of those, of course. There's way too many of those. The only thing I really hate is when they, like, the one thing I hate the most about celebrities is when they try to start getting into, you know, politics and stuff. Like, you don't know what the fuck it's like to be a normal human in this world. And, you know, maybe that's unfair to say, but no. They don't know what it is like to be a regular human being in a world where other people decide what you can and can't do. And granted, you know, maybe it is for the best. Maybe in some aspects, I don't remember how I get over there. Do not remember. Maybe from over here? No. But yeah, no. A lot of celebrities try to act like they understand politics, but they don't. They absolutely don't. Because it's not something that is important to them. Like, higher taxes, what does that mean to somebody who already earns like $1 billion a year or something like that, you know? If you vote for someone they don't like, you don't want... What? They don't want your support. Yeah, I don't understand it. It makes no sense. It doesn't, like, to them, I feel like it doesn't mean it doesn't mean anything to them. Or at least it means less to them than it does to a regular person doing their regular job in a regular life, you know? They don't have the millions of money or whatever that some celebrity has. Jesus Christ,
Incredible
that is a
glide,
heckin'
Spyro.
chonker.
I thought I'd be stuck here forever with those ugly vultures standing on my head. Those birds might look tough, but they're pretty tasty. Flame broiled with a pinch of salt.
This guy's speaking my language, goddamn, now I want KFC. Son of a bitch, dragon made me hungry. Yeah, I don't know. It was, especially with like the US elections back in 2016. Whatever your view on that is, I don't care. It doesn't really affect me. Even though everyone in Europe acts like it affects them directly, which it doesn't. Like, I don't know. I don't feel affected by Donald Trump at all. But either way, you know, like, every single celebrity was just saying the same shit. Like, literally, it was all just the same. And, like, in the end, what did it matter? What did it matter? Yeah, you know what it mattered? To them, it mattered because they were going to bring out a new album, and they needed the support of everybody, of all of their fans and followers. Because, you know, if you speak to someone on a different level other than just entertainment-wise, you're gonna gain a lot of sympathy. No matter which side of the political spectrum you're on, that's, you know, it definitely has an impact. And anybody who says that it doesn't is a liar. Because it absolutely has a huge impact. Even if people don't want to admit it. But, you know, a lot of it was just publicity. Do you really think that Lady Gaga or Ariana Grande care about politics? Do you think they really care about that? Because I don't. I don't think they care. Not as much as they said they did. Miley Cyrus, do you think she cares? Who cares about Miley Cyrus? That's the next question. What have we heard of her doing recently? What have I heard of Miley Cyrus doing recently? Not that it matters that I don't follow her and don't follow what she does at all. But what has she done? What has Lady Gaga done? Nothing. Nothing noteworthy, you know? And it's like, oh, hey, look, here's something that is easily to exploit, and here's something where I can easily gain attention of millions of people because they have the same opinion. I'll just post something that agrees with them, and then they'll love me. And that's how it works. And there you have it. That's modern politics in a nutshell. You just do something that a lot of people like, and then a lot of people will like you. And that's how it goes. I would really like to have like a full list of all the worlds we have here, but I think it should be fine. Oh, nice. They actually give you a list of what you have to do for the... Well, okay, so in that case we have... Well, actually, no, we don't really have... Do we? Stonehill, Town Square, no, those are all... I have to check, because I don't know where all the levels are. There's one. Ice Cavern. Yeah, exactly. They don't care. They don't. Do you really think they would? Do you think I would care if I could sit in my billion-dollar mansion every day and do fuck knows what? What? Do God knows? That's God knows what. That's what I wanted to say. I don't know. I don't know what my brain was trying to do there, but yeah. Do you think I'd care? Do you think I really would care about what some politician says or does? I wouldn't. I barely care nowadays. You know what I mean? Like, Jesus. Ah, God. Yeah, the multimillionaire with 7 houses in the US is totally gonna move to Canada. Yeah, of course, that's obviously gonna happen. Obviously.
word of caution, little one.
I don't like the belt
Wait
on
until
that
you
dragon.
grow
That's
big.
not. That's
Yeah,
not.
like me. Before charging those large enemies.
That's not very child friendly. But yeah, no, absolutely, of course. I have a multi-million-dollar mansion in the U.S. I'm absolutely going to move to Canada. I'm gonna do that. You know, that's absolutely what I'm going to do. I'm gonna sell that huge fucking mansion that nobody will buy because nobody can afford that. But I'm gonna move to Canada. Obviously, gonna do that. And the worst part about it, though, is that people actually believe it. Sally. Because they're very, like, there's a lot of very impressionable people. And everybody is impressionable to a certain extent, I would assume. But goddamn. It's not even just that people are dumb. It's like young people who don't know any better will search for solace in the fact that, oh, my favorite celebrity agrees in this very political and delicate matter. They would know because they have such a broad worldview. But that's the problem. Like, a lot of celebrities don't have that broad worldview. A lot of them have a pretty one-track mind, at least from my experience. That's the problem, you know. Then they spread these half true, half wrong, half.
For freeing me, Spyro.
Yeah, that dragon absolutely looks old.
Where was I?
Fucking swole dragon, 80,000 years old. The classic NPC stance. Orange man bad. Thank you. I wasn't gonna say it, but goddamn, I'm glad you said it. No, but you're absolutely right. That's the problem. Exactly, yeah, that's why the NPC meme actually had the impact that it did. Because it points out the fact that all these people follow this one specific pattern of thinking. And, you know, it doesn't matter. If you're against something, you're against something. That's, you know, I don't care about that. But if you're against something based on something someone else said, you know, not facts, not your opinion on what matters, like, I don't know. Well, what's a popular what am I supposed to do with this guy again? Well, I'll figure it out. But yeah, no, it's because, you know, they're pointing out, you know, it's pointing out just how many people follow this one-track mind of this thing. Somebody said this thing is bad, so this thing is obviously bad. But that's not true, you know. That's not how it works. You have to build your own opinion on whatever matter. And if you're against something because someone says, it's a really stupid, like, way of phrasing it, but Orange Man bad is as close as it gets. And that's the, you know, that's the big problem. Like, somebody will say something, even if it sounds stupid,
well, Spyro. Some
but then people will believe it and spread that misinformation.
They were wrong.
I'm ready, all right. Ready for what?
And they, you know, they spread that misinformation further and further until this large group of people believes in that one thing that might not even be true. That is a big problem. And yeah, it's like you said, it's essentially the whole Orange Man bad thing. That is why the meme works so well. What exactly am I supposed to do with this guy? Attack him from behind or something? Can I just knock him over? Oh yeah, I can. Well, that makes it a lot easier. But yeah, no. It's just people following somebody else blindly because they like them. Yeah. Well, that's, you know, I don't care what people agree on or disagree on politically, because, you know, I certainly don't agree on everything with people. Even with friends, there's some stuff that I don't always agree on. But you have to still be open to other ideas and other... What, Dojin Man bad? I'm not sure I understand. I'm just imagining NPC Johnny saying Dojin Man bad. I don't know. I'm not sure I know what you're talking about. Oh, Funny Valentine. Yeah. Alright. That one took a while, but I get it now. Okay, that's... I mean, you know, it is pretty much that. That's why I say I don't like getting political, but I do like getting political. And I always do. Even if it's just from a joke or whatever. But that's just how it be. It's still just, you know, ridiculous in my opinion.
Thank you for releasing me.
Well, I mean, that was rather short. Like I said, you know, everybody should always build their own opinions on whatever they believe in. Fact check your sources, and don't just believe something because somebody you know said it's true. Like, that's the reason why there's so many people against vaccinations. Somebody came up with like the story that vaccines cause autism. And then it's like, oh, well, yeah, then we just don't vax our kids, and then they die. That, you know, that's one of the issues, simply. Exactly, that's where there's flat earthers and anti-vaxxers.
Spyro, some big Norks up ahead are wearing armor. And in the ice cave, armor can make their feet very slippery.
Well, thanks for telling me that now after I already killed all of them. People said the Earth was flat, and cures to diseases were the actual disease. Yeah, exactly. That's the thing. Like they came up with these things. Like I said. Well, the thing is, you know, the way vaccines work. What? Now scarlet fever and other diseases were we thought died off are coming. Exactly. That's exactly the problem. That the vaccines are supposed to keep these really dangerous, and they are dangerous illnesses back, because people who are stupid don't know any better. And that is the big issue with anti-vaxxers and people like that. That's a big issue with the whole spreading of misinformation. And it's so easy to... The thing is, it's both easy to acquire a lot of true and fake information, because nowadays on the internet a lot of things are simply fake. But still, yeah, done. Alright. Still, you have to be careful, and you have to be open-minded, and you have to especially, you know, fact-check everything that sounds a bit, you know, quirky and off, that isn't exactly right. But that's the problem, you know. So many people are afraid of vaccines because they think they cause autism. But then, like, on the other hand, you have kids dying and diseases returning that are really dangerous just because some people were scared And, you know, of course, fear-mongering is a huge point in it as well. Like, there's a lot of people who... Because the problem is, you know, a lot of people still, even in this day and age, don't have as much information... Well, that was a great frame rate. Don't have as much information on certain topics, like vaccines, as they should have. And then you have these anti-vaxxers talking this, you know, all this bullshit, and then those, you know, the people will believe that because sadly they're gullible, and they go like, well, why would somebody on the internet lie? Because, and the answer to that is because nobody can call them out on their bullshit. Because the internet leaves you mostly anonymous, even if you post on Facebook or whatever. It's like, you can essentially, what you can do is, even if somebody disagrees with you, you can just block them. You can just take that factor that told you that you were wrong about all of the things you said. You can just take that factor and remove it. And you can't do that in real life. And that's why the internet is so dangerous. And why it's really easy to, of course, yes, find a lot of information, but also to find a lot of misinformation. But of course, it, you know, it depends on the person themselves to actually see to it that they collect the correct information. It's not like you can just, you know, ban all the misinformation out of the internet, because that doesn't work. Well, I fucked up already. Thanks. Stories made for clicks and views, yeah. That's a big problem with especially with the internet nowadays. That fear-mongering and, like, clickbait and lying and stuff has been made super easy. Because people are too, you know, lazy to actually fact-check. I like to, you know, I usually like to take the whole PewDiePie thing as an example, because, like, Washington Post and what other, I don't even know what other web, like, I don't know, internet web newspapers, I don't know what you call them, news websites, I guess. They all took the things he said and did and posted them supposedly what they were at face value, even if it was just jokes and stuff. And essentially that caused him to have to be more careful and more mindful of what he does on the internet. And of course you should be mindful, but a harmless joke is a harmless joke, and if somebody gets offended by a joke, in my opinion, and that will never change, it's their own problem. If I get offended at somebody calling me a name or something, then that's my fault for not having thick enough skin to be able to see past that, and I don't know what I'm supposed to do. Oh, right, that. I'm not gonna be able to do this. They don't spread... What? They don't spread burb everywhere? Oh, I get it. Alright, alright. They love spreading fear and hate-mongering because it riles people up and... Yeah, exactly. It brings clicks. You just have to write a vague headline and people will eat that shit up. Like a turkey on Christmas Eve. Or Thanksgiving. I don't know. In light of the season and it being the day after the day after Black Friday. So it's 2 days after Thanksgiving. Well, great. Yeah, no, absolutely. And that's the big problem. With the internet, especially. Because you always have people who will simply believe what the first thing they read. And that's a big problem as well. Like, people will quickly agree to the first thing they read if it suits what they believe in. Like, if it agrees with what they believe in. An article, it can be as fake as it wants to be. People will believe it immediately. because it agrees with them, and then, you know, how can an article on the internet be fake? Well, very easily. And I fucked up again. Great. But you know what I mean, like, that's the big issue. Ah, fuck it, I have to start over. That's not gonna work. That's the thing, you know, fear and hate are very easy to exploit because it's a feeling that can easily be instilled into people. But that, sadly, is the big problem. Ah, but well, sadly, that is the way the world is right now. All you can do is fact check your sources, and don't just rely on what everybody else says. Make up your own mind. Even a huge group of people can be wrong. Like, that's the thing, you know, a lot of people will say, oh, well, but so many people agree with this, it can't possibly be wrong. It can absolutely be wrong. Millions of people can be wrong about something. That the potential is there, absolutely. Just because, you know, millions of people believe in one thing, well, I messed up. Great. Doesn't mean that it's any more or less true. God damn it. Alright, let's try that one again. I hate the... Spyro 1 had the most difficult time trial levels of all of the games. That is a fact. Don't look that up in the internet, it's a fact. I'm not bad at video games. The game is just too difficult. That's a fact. It says so on this article that I wrote. 25 reasons why Spyro is a piece of shit. The hypocrisy of jokingly being a hypocrite is gigantic, but you get the gist of it, right? But 25 reasons Orange Man is bad, and you won't believe reason 885. Yeah, it's just he's that orange. That's crazy. How can a man be orange? He just is. Maybe he really likes citrus. Alright, we're done here, I think. It's time to fight the boss. I just like to have like a full list of all the levels, you know, but this game doesn't have that, because that's reason number 23 why this game's a piece of shit. It's just ridiculous, you know. That's all that there is to it. Oh, well, thanks, game. I think all that stuff to do is the boss, right? I don't know. That's why I'd like to have like a full... Wait, maybe? What if I... Nope, never mind. That doesn't tell me anything. I think it should be fine though, right? Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then one more, the boss. I know that Spyro 2 and 3 had like a full list of all the levels, but this one doesn't, and like it always confuses me because I never know if I really did all the levels. But whatever. Whatever. Still, it's crazy to me. It's crazy to me how some people can just believe a thing. Are you cold? Is it cold over there? Oh, there we go. So nice. Oh, goddamn. What about the heating? Like, is it... Don't you have, like... Oh, no. God damn it, really? God damn it. Just turn on the heating. It's that easy. It doesn't cause autism. $38 read. Yeah, I got heating, but it isn't doing much. Well, then get a couple blankets. You should really get like a heatable blanket. Those are great. They help a lot, not gonna lie. They're not that, you know, it's cheaper than regular heating, and it's like direct on the body, so it helps more as well. Oh yeah, right, air conditioning is sexist, right? That's true. I forgot about that. Yeah, no, absolutely, because it's always men who are in control of the ACs, right? Well, the thing is, the problem is that's a biological thing. But of course, that doesn't matter in the world of easily offended people. But it's a biological thing because women usually get cold a lot easier than men. But, you know, that's just my sexism talking. I fucked up, god damn it. But yeah, no, they jumped on the chance to be able to be like, oh yeah, air conditioning is sexist. Yeah, that makes sense. But it's like, any normal thinking person could tell you that that is the dumbest shit I've ever heard in my entire life. But sadly, news people are not very normal thinking. It's crazy to think that there's actually people who believe that kind of shit, though. Like, wow. But it is true, like, women get colder a lot easier than men. Still, like, why am I supposed to sweat because somebody else is cold? It's like tough titties. Because the thing is, against the cold, you can put on a sweater or something, right? If you're cold. But if you're hot, what's there left to do except turn on the goddamn AC?
Dr. Shemp thinks he's so cool. You don't know what it's been like listening to him over and over. But I tell you one thing, he should watch his back.
Are you gonna stab him? Is that what's gonna happen? Jesus Christ, this game is not suitable for children at all. Oh, that's the guy. Dr. Shempo. I might be a whammon. The cold is still cold. It's not sexist. I just should put on a fucking jacket, or in this case, I have a blanket right now. Yeah, exactly. That's the thing, right? Like, sadly, it is the way it is. Like, you can't change it. You can't... I don't know anything about the PB&J sandwich being racist, to be honest with you. I've heard of that, but I don't know the reasoning behind it. And quite frankly, I'm not sure if I want to know it. Like, I'm not sure if I really want to hear the reasoning behind why the peanut butter and jelly sandwich is racist. Because it just sounds like dumb bullshit, you know? And I would assume that it is. Oh, goddamn. Oh, that's thick pussy. God damn it, I'm gonna die. What the? God damn it. Well, I'll open that in a second. Oh, god damn it, it's a HuffPost article. Really? You couldn't post it an actual news source? Get fucked, HuffPo. Let's see. While that loads, I'm just gonna try this shit again. Look at this man. Look at this thick boy trying to run. Alright, there it is. Alright, there we go. Let's see. Peanut butter and jelly racist. I like the opening. The opening always has to be like a question, but a very vague question, right? Like, PB&J, racist? Here's why. Portland school principal ties sandwich to white privilege, of course. Oh man, dude, I love getting up in the morning, making myself a PB&J sandwich, and then looking outside out the window to look at the slaves in my backyard picking cotton. I love it. It just, being white is just the fucking best. I love doing that shit. It's literally the one thing I live for. My fucking Wonder Bread. Please don't bring up the guy with the Wonder Bread fetish. I hear too much of him every day. Is this guy gonna start running anytime soon, or? There we go. Hold on. Drink it. Yeah, it was milk. All right, let me read this. A lunchtime staple of students for years, the peanut butter and jelly sandwich could be considered one of the more popular items found in the sack lunches. Don't call it sack lunch. That does not sound okay. Don't call it sack lunch. Of school children, especially not if you're gonna write children in the next couple sentences. Alright, but in conjunction with recent equity training in local Portland schools, well, fuck those schools, one principal is raising questions about the mention of the sandwich, arguing it has broader implications about race. Well, I mean, you know, that man just, or woman, sorry, just sounds like a genius. Let's see. Hold on. Where the hell? There it is. Oh, is that? What the fuck? There we go. Jesus. The article just jumped. The sandwich was reportedly mentioned in a lesson plan last year. Veronis... What? I don't know. Some fucking Spanish name. From the Harvey Scott K-8 school. Use it as an example of a subtle form of racism in language, according to the report. What about Somali or Hispanic students who might not eat sandwiches? Who the fuck does not eat sandwiches? That's... no. Fuck off, Venice. Whatever your name is. She said, according to the Tribune. Another way would be to say, Americans eat peanut butter and jelly. Do you have anything like that? Let them tell you. Maybe they eat torta or pita. Fuck off. Like, what does that mean? What does it mean? If somebody... Okay. If somebody came up to me, right, and asked, hey, we eat peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. Do you have something like that? I'd be like, yeah, we have a couple of national foods. Let me tell you about them. That's... I know HuffPo doesn't get this, but that's how normal people have conversations, right? I know I should be playing, but sorry, I have to read this now. There we go. As part of a training program known as Courageous Conversations, you know, don't speak about anything that could somehow have any kind of relation to race. Don't do that. That has been phased into Portland schools in recent years. The Tribune reports that the staff members at Gutierrez's school... That's how you... No, it's Gutierrez. I don't know how you pronounce the name. I'm just going to call it Gutierrez because that's easier to pronounce. Have been going through trainings, classroom observations, and exercises. Yeah, fucking monitor the children. Don't even for a second let them think on their own. They gotta be indoctrinated. What? No, you can't eat Wonder Bread. It's white. You gotta eat the brown bread because that's less racially insensitive. Fuck off. Jesus, makes me mad. Such as reading a news article and then talking about it from the perspective of white privilege. Don't eat that goddamn sandwich or you're a Nazi. Exactly. That is how that works. Also, what the fuck does this mean? Reading a news article and then talking about it from a perspective of white privilege. How do you do that? Oh yeah, this guy, yeah, he killed 3 people. One of them was black. Clearly he was racist. Yeah, I know he robbed a bank and they didn't comply. But he killed them. And he killed the one black guy. He's a racist, obviously. I don't know. He called the bank employee who happens to be Latino. He called her a bitch. Clearly, he hates all other races but the white race. Clearly, that is how that works. Okay. The organization behind the program is Pacific Educational Group. Well, sync them into the Pacific, please. According to the group's website, their aim is to help minority students through initiatives that address racial educational disparities intentionally, explicitly, and comprehensively. Do you know what this will do to people? This will make white kids hate every other fucking race. You're forcing people to like you put the students, whatever minority they are, you put them in the spotlight, right? And everything has to be around them. Everything has to be centered around them. I'm gonna play while I rant. Everything has to be centered around them. And essentially what you're doing is making them pissed off at these other students for being the race they are, because now everybody has to do extra work. Everybody has to do extra work because fucking Vanessa Rodriguez is Latino. That's what you're doing. That is what you're doing, and that is not healthy. I'm done with this level. Goddamn. Hold on, I'm gonna keep reading in a second. Just let me finish the level, and then I can keep reading. Jesus Christ. These people even listen to themselves talking? I mean, I guess it's hard to hear words over the sounds of they got their heads up their own asses so far they can't hear jack shit anymore. Alright, except literal shit, but whatever. Okay, yeah, intentionally, explicitly, and comprehensively, of course, yeah. Force these people to be aware of their classmates' races, because that always works. Genius. How hasn't anybody tried this before? Racial segregation. That is an amazing idea. Why hasn't this been done before? I wonder. Since the word of the news spread, however, several bloggers and Twitter users took issue with the claim that a sandwich might be racially charged. Well, imagine my fucking shock. Imagine my shock.
I can't believe how fast you found so much stolen treasure. Hop aboard for the Magic Crafter's world if you're ready.
Let's see, deemed the principal's statements absurd. I don't know how they got to that conclusion. I don't know how they got to that conclusion. I don't understand why they would think that some people would find that statement absurd. It just makes sense. I understand it. Jesus Christ. There's people who actually think like this. That is... Oh boy. The author of a post on twitchy.com wrote that the sane are quick to rightly mock the latest asinine claim. Well, I mean, whoever said that, God bless you and your soul. Let me keep going. Man-witches are sexist because they got man and totally legit man and totally legit confirmed shocking expose. Of course. Of course. Oh, let me keep going. This is ridiculous. Hold on, did I think I skipped a bit. The author then featured a selection of tweets mocking the implication that mention of the sandwich has anything to do with race issues. What's the verdict on grilled cheese? Racist? Sexist? Boy, if that person only knew about the milk. Jesus Christ. Jesus. All sandwiches are racist. It's in the name. It's the name sandwich. The poor tortas are discriminated against, another wrote. Jesus Christ. You know what it is, though? Like, this type of shit is satire, but the problem is some people actually agree with this shit, right? Rob Cowie, I can't read that, the communications director for Portland Public Schools, told Fox News that the district was on board with Gutierrez's comments. Of course, yeah. Why the fuck not, right? Persistently, we have not done a good enough job educating students of color, and specifically African American students, he told Fox. That's what the program is addressing. Yeah, so by calling all white people racist, we are educating black students. That plan sounds amazing. I don't know. I don't see any flaws with that. That's what the program is addressing. How can we find a way to support African American students, their families, so that we are producing better outcomes and narrowing the achievement gap? I wonder if this person is still actually employed there, because what he says and what the principal said are like on two completely different terms. Because what he says, that the program itself is supposed to help African American students, that makes sense, right? Like, that's okay, that's understandable. They want to help them so the achievement gap isn't so big, which is a reasonable goal, right? I wonder if he's still employed or not. Probably not. Recent data from the U.S. Department of Education highlighted a racial inequity in a survey of 72,000 schools. Minority students faced harsher discipline and were more likely to be taught by lower-paid teachers with less experience than white students. How do you measure a teacher's experience? But because that the teacher was younger? Yeah, the black kids get the young teachers. That's why they fuck up, right? That's why they fuck up. Oh, they face harsher discipline. Well, maybe if people didn't fucking start fights every goddamn recess, then maybe that wouldn't be a problem. Yeah, we're not gonna. That's the article. Jesus fucking Christ! What the fuck? That is literally the worst article I've ever read. The problem is that's not even true. I've read a lot worse articles. Whoops, Jesus. I thought that was just a regular floor. God damn. And that's the sad thing and the shocking thing is some people actually believe that I got as a white person, but I don't see that shit nowhere. Where was I for privilege time? Exactly. I want some of that too. That sounds awesome, dude. Dude, white privilege sounds great. You never get pulled over by the police.
I want you to release the dragons, reclaim our treasure, and recover the eggs from those pesky blue thieves.
Does that mean I don't have to pay my speeding tickets because I'm white? Because if that's what that means, I'm on board. I'm on board. Let's put black people back in chains. You know what? Fuck it. I don't want to pay my speeding tickets anymore. God damn it. Oh my god. Oh god. Oh god. Oh damn it. Where was I for privilege time? That is a good question. Not gonna lie. Whoa, okay, that was... I don't think that was supposed to happen. I mean, how sad is it that people actually believe in that stuff? I guess it's one thing to be stupid, but to be that stupid... That just takes the cake. It's the same kind of shit with, like, thin privilege and whatnot. It's just... oh, God. Why has it gotta be like that? Why can't we just get along? It's got what it takes. So tell me why can't this be love? I don't know, man. Why can't we be friends? Why can't we be friends? Oh god, no, what is this? You got a great meme for me, alright.
When you see arrows like these, you can charge along with them to begin a supercharge.
Supercharge?
Excellent. Oh no.
Go ahead, try it.
Oh yeah, I know. You know what? I read those tweets today. I already read that. Yeah, he said that being called an anti-vaxxer is essentially like being called a nigger. That is... wow. Hoo boy. Hoo boy, that man. That man is...
This portal leads to a special place where you can learn to fly. I remember when I was a young dragon, earning my wings.
Learn to fly. Got it.
Put this away. We're gonna read that in a bit because I've already seen it. Man, today's stream is like really politically charged, huh? I mean, not that I mind. What the? You know, not that I care or anything. But yeah, I'll read that. Oh my god, look at this guy. He's super fucking cute. Oh boy, that is it's just crazy. Just insane. It's just insane. Here's a key. Oh shit. What is this? How does this open? Is there like some way to open that, or? Oh, I know how, I think. Yeah, I know how. Alright, so this is probably gonna... well, maybe I should... nah, I need to do this right now, because I'll just forget. This might be a good time to actually read this, so... unless I actually get it right the first time, in that case. Well, there we fucking go. Got it right the first time. Whatever, let's still read this, because I'm actually intrigued now. Of course, the title of the article... I love the fact that they had to point out that he was the Shrek writer, but, you know, whatever. So Shrek writer Terry Rossio likens being called anti-vax to the N-word. Beautiful. Hollywood screenwriter Terry Rossio faced online backlash Friday after he used a racial slur in a tweet railing against vaccines, reported multiple media outlets. That is a very weird sentence. Rossio, 58, Jesus, sparked anger after he claimed that calling someone who was against vaccinations, quote-unquote, anti-vax, was the equivalent of calling someone the N-word. He also spelled out the highly offensive slur, so he spelled out nigger. That's the big problem, I guess, in his tweet. This is the tweet. My heart goes out to all the parents of vaccine-damaged children. I don't know what vaccine-damaged children are, but okay. Who have not only to endure the sadness of their loss, but also to the vitriol of ill-informed and insensitive people such as those here. What? Okay. Such as those here. That's the end of the sentence. Jesus. Anti-vax is equivalent to calling someone a nigger, and it makes as little sense. Of course, yeah. Of course, that is absolutely yes. Because, yeah, totally. No, clearly, I understand. Let's keep going with this. This is back to the article. It makes as little sense, added Rossio, whose writing credits include box office hits Shrek, Aladdin, and the Pirates of the Caribbean franchise. That doesn't make him any less of a fucking stupid idiot, though. Because he's a fucking retard, but okay. For the record, Merriam-Webster dictionary defines anti-vaxxers as a person who opposes vaccination or laws that mandate vaccination. I mean, okay, I feel like that should be pretty obvious, but whatever. Rossio's comment was in response to a thread initially started by Eric Burnham, who said that anti-vaxxers made me grind my teeth, per BuzzFeed News. Oh yeah, my Lieblings? I'm talking German, Jesus. My favorite news source. Burnham has since deleted the message. What a fucking pussy. Rossio's post followed one from the 100 writer Julie Benson, which called on people to donate money to UNICEF's polio vaccination program in the name of their anti-vax relatives. So pay for your relatives, essentially, is what that means. God damn it, UNICEF. Yeah, I'm not gonna read that tweet because it's really not important. It's just essentially pay for people who don't want to pay for polio vaccines, which is all right. You know, you should pay. Vaccines are important. Vax your kids. Don't wax them. Vax them. Although if they are little shits, then wax them. I don't care. Rossio's response drew immediate ire from fellow tweeters, as if Twitter was a job. Don't find me more quality memes. We have to play the goddamn game. Please. It's alright. I can read this, but we need to play the game. One more is okay. One more. So make it count. From fellow tweeters who called him out for using the racial slur and promoting the wildly debunked conspiracy theory that child vaccines can cause autism. Well, I mean, he wouldn't be the first one to do that, but whatever. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention states on its website that there is no link between vaccines and autism. Well, I mean, I wouldn't say that. People who don't vax their kids are pretty autistic, in my opinion, but... It should be noted that Rossio was in 2016 reported to have secured the movie rights to a book by a disgraced British actor, Andrew Wakefield, whose 90s study, which he claimed provided a link between childhood vaccines and autism, was found to contain falsified data, as was later retracted. That would make sense. And then there's just a bunch of tweets ridiculing him There's no equivalent to the N-word, none, not in this country, shit like that. It is just... I'm not gonna read all of those. And that's it. No, even the dictionary.com. Well, the N-word is so profoundly offensive that a euphemism has developed for those occasions when the word itself must be discussed. The same cannot be said for the term anti-vax. Well, you know what? Fuck you. You know, the thing is, and this might be, you know, a lot of people might not agree with me, but nigger is just as much of a word as anti-vax is, so I don't fucking care. I can say whatever I want to say, even if it's a racial slur. I don't care. Benson, meanwhile, hit back at Rossio, and in their resultant back and forth, asked him to never come on my feed with the N-word again. So people were just being a bunch of pussies. Yeah, it's way too many tweets for me to read, and that's about it. That is about it. So yeah, pretty much what I talked about earlier, right? Like, anti-vaxxers are goddamn idiots, and, you know, I don't see why people piss themselves over words, though, not gonna lie. But whatever, I guess it's their choice. If you want to be, if white people want to be offended by a slur used for black people, then, you know what? Fine by me. Do what you gotta. Do what you gotta. Alright, let's see. Where's my... Up there, huh? Well, let's go. But yeah, you can send me one more article, and then we'll have to leave it with the articles, because that's just gonna take up too much time in the stream. Then again, I guess if it's only you and me, it doesn't really matter. Whatever. If you find something good, then we can do that. I'm always up for laughing at dumb people. Oh. Oh shit, I didn't even realize. We're there. Oh. Wasn't that surprising? Oh god. I died. I didn't realize that was gonna happen. Yeah, today's stream is just amazingly political. Which, you know, I'm sure a lot of people appreciate that. Ah, well, what can you do? It is how it is. Windows box office, what's wrong with you? What? Hold on, that's gonna take all of my attention. Oh, I see. For not wanting to watch a movie. Well, of course. How can you not support Hollywood, you goddamn son of a bitch? Oh, let me check that. Oh, Widows. I read Windows. Okay, yeah, so essentially, I'm going to assume that people are angry because this is probably a movie that features only black women, and people don't want to watch that, and that's a huge problem. Let's... I love the first sentence already. If America were screwed on straight, Widows would have raked in cash last weekend. But everything is crooked, and we can't have nice things, not even at the movies, where we go to escape the ongoing wasteland. Oh yeah, dude. The fucking... The how do you say that? The post-nuclear war hellscape that is America. I hate it there too. Oh god, Jesus. Two HuffPost writers, Zeba Blay and Matthew Jacobs. That sounds suspiciously white. I don't know if I can take the opinion of a white man for this movie that is probably specifically about black women. Are here to tell you just how wrong-headed everyone was when they decided to catch Fantastic Beasts. Here we go again. This franchise will never end. Well, you know what? I agree with HuffPost. Because J.K. Rowling can go fuck herself. Or Bohemian Rhapsody, instead of Steve McQueen's poignant thriller about four women who band together to pull off the heist that saddled them with their late husband's debt. Yeah, dude. Why didn't you go watch Ghostbusters, the new one with the four women? Is it because you're sexist? Is there something wrong with you? Is that why you didn't want to watch it? Is that why you didn't do that? What if I just like fucking Queen? Well, you shouldn't because he died of AIDS, but... Yeah, well, what if I just like Queen? What if I just liked Harry Potter? Not that I did, because fuck Harry Potter, but... What if I just wanted to see something that actually interested me? Fuck you. Watch movies about black women. That's what you should be doing with your time. Yeah, okay, whatever. Do people know Widows is co-written by Gilligan Flynn of Gone Girl and Sharp Objects fame? No fucking idea what either of those movies are. Do people know that it has Viola freaking Davis at the center? Don't know who that is. Do people know it's a roller coaster that's both artful and sensational and as good as any roller coaster should be? Apparently they don't. So let us set the record straight. What if I want to know about the intricate story of Queen and how they became famous? What if that's a story of emotions and tragedy and triumph and sadness that I want to know? What if that's why I watched that movie? I guess I'm racist because Queen is just four white guys. Okay, my bad. Queen is four white guys in a band that has a female name. It's automatically sexist and racist. Matthew Jacobs. I don't trust this man. He's white. I don't think HuffPost writers should be white, but okay. Zeba. That's a fucking dumb name as well. Hello. Finally, we are putting our widows-loving heads together to discuss this film. It sort of petered out in its opening weekend, coming in 5th place at the box office with an underwhelming $12.4 million. So my first question to you is, what the hell? Zeba more like zebra. That is, I actually thought it said zebra, and I was like, what the fuck? Somebody's called zebra? But then I read the full name. Also, maybe it didn't get as much money because it's just a shit movie that came out alongside of a pretty big deal for a lot of people who read Harry Potter, and a lot of people who love Queen, which is like 80% of people. I don't know, maybe. Underwhelming 12.4 mil in the first week. Yeah. Crazy to think that maybe, I don't know, maybe that one movie about the world-famous band would make more money than that. I know, it's crazy. Don't even get me started. America is such a shithole now. Just nuke it. Just die. Oh my god, I love her response. What the hell? Literally written like that with like periods in between. Sorry, I gotta play it at least for a bit. I can't not play. No, what did I just do there? That was spooky. I'm gonna read that in a second. Nah, that's all. Alright, great. We got that. I'm surprised it doesn't have clap emojis in there. Well, I mean, I don't think you can actually... I don't think you can actually speak clap emojis, but yeah. I'm so confused because this film has generally received amazing reviews, and it stars Viola Davis and Liam Neeson. That is literally the only person I know out of all of those people that they mentioned. What more could you want? Part of me feels like what went wrong was, besides the fact that the Fantastic Beasts sequel hit theaters in the same weekend, yeah, maybe that was it. Maybe that was it. Yeah, exactly. The only actor you know is the white guy. That's great. I love that. Maybe people don't know what to do with a female-led, black woman-led genre film. Yeah, man, you know, Star Wars Episode 7, Episode 8, nobody went to watch those. Nobody. Nobody went to watch those. Who cares about those, right? Nobody. I mean, you know, leaving out the fact that they were shit movies. You know. Maybe. What do you think? Then it goes back to Michael Jordan, apparently. I already forgot his name. Star Wars What's That? Never heard of it. Exactly. Somehow people would rather see a bad Freddie Mercury... Was Bohemian Rhapsody bad? I haven't heard. Some people would rather see a bad Freddie Mercury biopic and a Mark Wahlberg comedy over a star-studded heist thriller that deserves a Best Picture nomination. That is an absolutely subjective opinion, by the way. Bohemian Rhapsody was super good. There we go. Yeah, exactly. He has no fucking idea. He has no taste in movies. I knew it was gonna be a great movie. It's about fucking Queen, okay? It can't be bad. Literally, they could have had Adam Sandler in that movie. It would have been amazing still. Man, we really are closing a lot of circles today. Now we're talking about movies again. Crazy. Earlier we talked about anti-vax. Then we talked about racism. Amazing. It's just, we're just finishing up topics like a fucking Vietnamese sweatshop. Alright, yeah, and a Mark Wahlberg comedy over a star-studded heist thriller that deserves a Best Picture nomination. Like I said, that's purely subjective. No offense to Instant Family. Yeah, fucking chill out for the other movie, right? You fucking cunt. I swear to God. Which I haven't seen, and which has the great Rose Byrne. I can't believe Mark Wahlberg is still a draw in 2018. You goddamn piece of shit, shill. If there's one thing Widows teaches us, it's that you can't trust anyone these days. Maybe we should have spent Thanksgiving canvassing people's homes so they'll get out and see this damn movie. It deserves to be experienced the old-fashioned way, with an audience that's gasping and cheering at the screen. Is it bad for me to want to punch this guy in the face? Back to Zebra Boy. It just says ZB, and she's just Zebra Boy now. It really does. In my theater, when now I'm doing the fucking Chris Chan voice for her. When that twist happened, there were audible gasps, and one lady screamed. Was it a black lady? Because we all know that black people are very quiet in cinemas. In movie theaters and such. Especially black women. It was awesome. But I need to pause here. Wait, Mark Wahlberg has a movie out? Really? And people are watching it? More than Widows? Wow, it kind of boggles my mind that men continue to get mediocrity passes like this. I want to punch him square in his micro penis. that's a pretty big or a pretty small assumption to make, Lore. I don't oh boy. That's a loaded comment. And people are watching it more than Widows? Wow. it kind of boggles my mind that men continue to get mediocrity passes like this. Like, I can't remember the last good movie Wahlberg made. Well, can you remember the last good movie fucking Viola, what's-her-face was in? I can't. I never even heard of that bitch. Oh my god. But I can think of several great things almost everyone involved with Widows has done. Yeah, there we go. Steve McQueen. What did Steve McQueen... What's Steve McQueen's last good movie? Was it Cars? Was he Lightning McQueen in Cars? Fuck off. Jesus Christ. Steve McQueen being at the top of that list. I wrote a review last week about how Widows is such a stark portrait of America post-2016. Oh yeah, America post-2016. I cannot imagine that timeline. Oh my god. 2016, man. That I remember the nukes. I remember the war. I still have the flashbacks. Steve McQueen's last great movie was Great Escape in like the 60s. Alright, fair enough. Yeah, that movie was made by... And that movie was about a white guy, too. There we have it. Don't watch movies about black people. See, that's the ridiculous thing about it, though, because I went to watch... Equalizer 2 with my friends, with Denzel Washington. Fucking amazing movie. I loved it. Every moment of it. It was great. But now I'm supposed to be the asshole for not wanting to watch some random fucking movie about black chicks? Jesus Christ. Go kill yourself. I wrote a review last week about how Widows is such a stark portrait of America post-2016. Like I said, couldn't imagine life post-2016. I can't. I cannot. But I think the fact that it's not even number 3 or 2 at the box office is also hugely telling about America and American audiences. Maybe I'm biased. Maybe you are. Imagine my shock if you really were biased. Maybe I'm biased, but Widows is just such a genuinely entertaining film. What made you love it? What makes you think it deserves to be seen? I'm gonna play the level, and then I'm gonna tell you what Michael Jackson thinks about the movie. I'm gonna finish the level and then we're gonna keep reading because this is comedy gold. I hope at the end they like reveal. They reveal like that they were just memeing this entire time. But sadly, I doubt that that's actually going to happen. Sadly, I don't think they're actually going to be telling me, hey, you know what, this isn't actually our opinion. We're just joking. Because this article sounds like a fucking joke. You know, I don't usually read HuffPost, but like, I know why I don't